Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Penrost. Today we're looking at the new Legendary Hero trailer. I haven't seen it yet. In fact, I don't know who it is yet. I've got my screen turned off. Let's start it and let's find out, shall we? Fire Emblem Heroes. Got the right game. New Legendary. What's that music? What? God Shattering. Oh, it's Claude. Legendary Claude.
That suits me just fine.
Love Jojaja. And what are his skills? Let's start from the weapon. Fail Not. So that's obviously Claude's bow. Accelerate special trigger, so slaying effect. Effective against flying foes. It's a bow. Start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants +5 to all stats during combat, and neutralizes effects that guarantee foes follow-up attacks and effects that... So basically null follow-up on a bow. That's good, right? Null follow-up, obviously the immediate build that comes to mind is Wind Sweep, but I mean he's Claude as well, he's probably going to be very fast, so... Luna for the special. A new inheritable, A slot, attack speed catch 4 at start of combat. If foe's HP is 100%, or if penalty is active on foe, grants attack speed +7 to unit during combat. At start of combat, if foe's HP is 100% and penalty is active on foe, grants an additional attack speed +2 to unit during combat. So that is pretty big. It's a dual phase +7 to 2 stats, so that's already putting it on the same level as push skills, some of the most commonly used skills for builds. And unlike push skills, of course, it's not got the same condition of above 25% HP. It's if foe's HP is 100% or if penalty is active. Penalties are pretty easy to put on units, but not all units. Things like Brunya, things like Brave Hector, for instance, are going to be immune to those. But on the other hand, the foe's HP being full, that's basically up to you to manage. There are very few foes that are going to be losing HP without you choosing to take that HP off them, right? Unless they're running something like Winter Benedetta, or... But even then, that's +7 on a relatively easy to activate condition, +9 if you get both conditions. That's huge. If you think about the other skills that give you that much stats, I think it's only the A4A defense A-slot skills. It's Brazen 4, but nobody really uses that. And then potentially Unity, if you've got enough debuffs stacked on you, right? So that's definitely worth considering. Don't think it's really so much of an A for his defense skill, because in those cases the enemy gets to pick a lot more how they do things. And again, some of the main tanks you're looking at, Brave Hector being the key one here, are just going to completely brush off penalties, right? But aside from that, for player face stuff, immense. Then his personal skill, Fallen Star. This was Claude's special weapon skill. Let's see how I've got it here. If unit initiates combat, reduces damage from foe's first attack by 80% during combat, and after combat grants Fallen Star to unit and inflicts gravity on target and foes within one space of target. Fallen Star, for 1 turn during unit's first combat in player phase and enemy phase, reduces damage from foe's first attack by 80%. Okay. So I was saying use Wind Sweep earlier, but this is good too, right? Sure, it's not, you don't get hit back, but you're only taking, what, 20% of the damage? It's basically the same as not getting hit at all, right? From their first attack, but you're running null follow-up. It's down to a speed check anyway. If they're hitting you twice, Wind Sweep wouldn't have worked. So that's nuts. You can basically poke anyone more or less for free, and unless they're faster than you, using a brave weapon, or I guess using something like Deadeye, you can just ignore the hit back, really. And then you get to keep that. You get to keep that for enemy phase as well, so long as you've hit something. And there's gravity, right? Gravity, so far, the only real reliable source of gravity in an area like that is, I believe, Healer's Brave Camilla, right? So this immediately says to me, Claude, immense hidden run unit. You can go in, hit someone, get all the way back. They can't chase you because they've got gravity. And if one unit gets out to chase you, for instance, there's a dancer on the enemy team or something, well, you can just take that hit. You have null follow-up, you have huge speed in both phases potentially, and you have 80% damage reduction. Pretty nuts. And then in the C slot, speed, defense, rain, free. Pretty normal there. So yeah, I definitely see Claude being very strong, specifically as an offense unit. But also, obviously all of these things are good in Arena, right? Arena, you get a huge amount of choice with gravity of just where you want to fight and who you want to fight with Claude. Very good. And he's Earth Season as well. Let's see his animations. Oh. 41 hit points, pair up. So he's probably going to have a built-in dual effect as well.
Hold a grudge if you must.
And let's see who he's sharing with. Legendary Tiki, Creed, Naga, Legendary Leaf, Altina, Annette, ooh, Miller, Legendary Seliph, Hell, Melody, Triandra, and that's it. That's the banner. Okay. Let's go through the colours, starting with the most important one, Colourless. Immense. Legendary Claude, already great. Miller is an offense mythic. You always need more offense mythics if you're playing A for raids. Legendary Leaf, another one of the best hidden run units in the game. As for the other colours, red isn't particularly exciting, but it's got an immense amount of DC fodder. Both Hrid and Legendary Seliph have DC, and Altina, again, offense mythic. Not a particularly exciting offense mythic, but picking up merges for her isn't bad, you know? So it's more points. You want to have more points. Green, 2 Dark Season defense mythics, Hell and Triandra. If your Dark Season defense needs beefing up for whatever reason, definitely pick some of these up. And again, the thing with the new mythic system now is you kind of always want to have one copy of all the mythics available, right? Just so that you can always have the bonus mythic for each season. So definitely worth at least getting one of those if you haven't already. And Annette, very unique unit. I definitely want, again, at least a copy of her, just in case I want one. Only unit that can rally movement currently in the game. And then blue is kind of the least exciting. Legendary Tiki is what? Bold Fighter. Fierce Breath, if you're really using breath skills in 2021. But who knows, maybe you've got a build for it. Naga, again, offense mythic. Quite a weak offense mythic, but more useful now that Seiros is going to be on a lot of teams. Dragon effectiveness is not to be scoffed at. And melody, I don't actually remember what fodder melody had. I'm going to have to look that up real quick. So I just checked. Melody has Instant Lance, which is kind of like the Valentine Conrad and Valentine bow weapons, Valentine Phase bow, except as a lance, inheritable. Attack Def Solo 4, and most importantly, she's the only source of Wyvern Flight in the game. So, looking at these, colourless, I'd say, is the real must-have colour here. Red pull if you want DC, green pull if you want defense mythics, blue, well, you probably know if you want blue, right? All in all, I'd say this is a very good banner. I'm very excited for Claude. Let's see if there's anything else on the way out. So available until the 5th of March. Okay. Well, that was the banner. See you in a few days for the New Heroes banner. Until next time.